What's happening? Are you doing anything? Microphone's all hoogity boogity. All right, there we go. Hey everybody, welcome. It's here's a problem. It's a little Wednesday evening for me. Roaring Kitty tweeted about an hour ago. He tweeted "See more asses." That's the loyal puppy dog to Fry in Futurama. So if you don't know the story, Futurama, Fry's a pizza delivery man. He gets an order to deliver somewhere, and he shows up, and it's a cryogenic bank. And it's New Year's Eve, and he's alone, he's sad, and no one's there to take the order, so he's like, fuck it, I'll eat the pizza. So he eats pizza. In doing so, he falls into a cryogenic chamber. He gets frozen in time for 1,000 years and pops out in the year 3000. His dog, who he rescued off the streets, waits for him at the pizza place to come back, and he never comes back. So it's a video of the dog waiting and 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 waiting for years and years and years for Fry to come back, and he just never comes back. It's a very sad video. See more asses, or see moass. It's what's it saying to us? Is it saying that Roaring Kitty is waiting and waiting and waiting, and he's loyal and he'll wait till the end, or is he like saying, "Hurry the fuck up, Ryan"? So, yeah, what could that be all about? Also happening in the news is, Trump has announced Stargate, $500 billion U.S. investment into AI of the future, backed by SoftBank. Elon basically was like, SoftBank doesn't have that kind of money. And then Sam Altman jumps in and is like, hey, no, don't be a hater. Elon is actually right about that. SoftBank does not have the money to do that. SoftBank was almost broke a year ago. They had nothing. Their Tiger hedge fund had lost $17 billion. It was the largest loss by a hedge fund ever. They were almost insolvent, and then somehow started pumping NVIDIA like nobody's business, and are using NVIDIA options. And they just ran the gamma on NVIDIA for a year straight, and now suddenly I've got cash on hand, but their liabilities are gigantic. And if NVIDIA goes under, because we know they're overvalued by like 100x, if NVIDIA goes under, then that's it. SoftBank blinks out of existence. So SoftBank needs NVIDIA to succeed. NVIDIA can only succeed if there are cajillions of dollars going to AI, because they're making the chips for AI. So it's going to be this cycle all over again, where it's like a incestuous, we're going to get Habsburging of not just AI itself, but of the industry of, like, we need AI because we need those chips. And we need those chips only because we need AI. But if we don't have chips, we don't have the AI. And if we don't have the AI, we don't have the chips. So it's doomed. We're gonna be stuck in like a AI feedback loop. And at this point, AI is not that useful. We are not doing $500 billion worth of AI business. We're doing people making stupid pictures and then generating synopses of things they could just read on their own, or asking AI questions and the AI just gets it wrong because AI is eating itself. The only way to make AI somewhat accurate is for AI that reads things prior to 2021. After 2021, so much AI is generated with content that it starts copying itself. And that's when you get the Habsburg syndrome, where it's basically incestually repeating its own flaws over and over and over and over again, deepening those flaws. So, you get AI, you get a new version of AI, it works pretty well for 6 to 9 months, and then it starts consuming AI production, and it gets really bad all of a sudden. So you have to come out with a new version. It's good for 6 to 9 months, and then it starts eating itself. And pretty soon, there's going to be more AI content on the web than human-made content, and then every single solitary version of AI is going to be garbage all over again. So I do not think, with the present technology, any of these AI programs are sustainable from a financial point of view, from a user point of view, or anything else. It's I think we're in pretty rough shape when it comes to AI. So yeah, we'll somehow throw $500 billion behind that, and I don't know. What do you cats think? AI? I mean, if you want to make a picture of Elon Musk, you know, kissing Jeff Bezos, perfect. You can do that like that. You don't need a human being to sit and do that. Anywho, anything else want to add, Monkey? No? All right. Well, how about I turned off the dual cast. I don't think I'm ready to do the dual cast yet because of the weird problems that happened yesterday. So we're just on the YouTube show thing. So I'm just gonna. Hopefully this thing will not turn on every single time I gotta switch screens. I hope I fix it. Monkey cam still isn't working. I have to like tear everything apart and figure out what's going on. But the monkey cam's currently broken, so you can see the kittens. There's fat cat. There's a stupid little cat. There's a monkey butt right here staring at me, but you can't see because she's off screen. Turn off the intro, ding dong. There we go. Okay. Tingling sensation of the nether. I can't really read what that says. Nether what? Nether. Tingling sensation of the. I can't read the full name because it cuts it off. Of the nether regions, the Netherlands. Erogenous H. How much bone cone GME this week? Skeet. Well, GME went up $1 instantaneously when Roaring Kitty tweeted. So that's the algorithm going, oh, right? And that's just a tweet. That is not a YOLO update. YOLO update is like $10, $15. So what we need out of him is a YOLO update, but he really shouldn't do a YOLO update now until I get some cash on hand again and I can invest in options. So save yourself until I can get some money again because I blew my entire load earlier this month, hoping that there'd be Gamma happening this week, and there was nothing. So, meh. Monkey, you've gotten treats. You've been a treat dog. You've done the treat thing. Stop whining at me. Are you whining at me because they took over your bed? Or are you whining at me because you want me to give you a pig's ear? If someone pays for a pig's ear, I gotta give you a pig's ear. That's how we're gonna have to extort everybody that way. And they came to see your big brown eyes staring longingly past me at the pig's ears up there. So, anywho, let's get to the chat here. Again, I'm trying to do more shows, but short shows. So we got about an hour to play with, and then I'm out. And I'm trying to do one tomorrow. Be about an hour. We'll see. Coffee Does Homer. Am I first? You are. Zoinks. Coffee Does Homer. Where did all of GME's implied volatility go? The premiums aren't high enough. Yeah, because they killed it and the price is now wah, and that's what we are at. We have until what? March or so? End of February or March when they release earnings. So we'll be sitting here just doing this until then. Implied volatility come back then. But yeah. Eric Minimus, late one. Yeah. Well, you could be here soon and see him live, Eric. Artemis, or in person, I should say. Third. Aaron Salentine, Moas now, not tomorrow. Now. Seriously. Artemis also does a wave. Says, forces, hi everyone. Colin, let's go. We're in Kitty Tweet. Aaron Salentine, I need the money. Don't we all? Alex Bishop, hi everyone. Aaron Salentine, now, not tomorrow. Lord Pierpoint, Trump coin to the moon, and by moon, I mean the toilet. Well, that's where the moon's set, right? I think it's pretty phenomenal that the Trump family rugged people on 3 separate coins last weekend. And they still are like, he's the best. Dude, you are all marks in this. He does not give a rip about you. You're just a way for him to extol money from. And then, ta-da, he's rich. He's got the best grift going in the entire world right now. Aaron Salentine with Jamie every time. Rose Moon, what does it mean? What does it mean? Anyways, I need money, please. Run Kitty, do something. But coin, please, Lord. Bring my OS. You need to get out of here for the next 4 years. Yep. Tony, you fell off the sign in the video RK posted and hit someone in the head. No idea what it means, but something. Oh yeah, because the pizza place is like getting dilapidated and aging and the U falls off. I mean, it's from the original video. I don't know if it means anything specifically. Bex, you see my friend. Things are so bleak. At least there's some small joy in it being your birthday. Please give us some weird fact or piece of trivia. Well, on the spot, just like that, monkey. Shall we do a Boyd's Curiosity Shop trivia? We've done one of those in a while. Those are always great. Boyd's Curiosity Shop. are you? I thought you were over here. There you are. Ah. Good old classic bathroom reader. Boyd's Curiosity Shop. It's a great book. It's like straight just little facts about everything. So we'll go to a fact on this page. There's a good one from here in Seattle. A Seattle law states you cannot carry a concealed weapon that's more than 6 feet long. So I don't know how you conceal a weapon that's greater than 5'11 3/4. But apparently it's against the law to carry a weapon and to conceal a weapon that's longer than 6 feet. So I'm sorry. It's maybe one of the reasons why we got rid of the NBA in Seattle was that there's too many 7-footers who could in fact conceal a 6 foot tall weapon. But there you go. Yeah, there you go. Ta-da! There's a fact for you. Okay. 469. I'm 42. Congratulations. I hope things are going well. Any updates, or do you just see us hold flat in GME? Anything with BBBY? Well, we got the little push up to 28 from 2850 from Roaring Kitty. Who knows if that will last? If he's got more posts in the chamber or not? But yeah, I mean, I think Roaring Kitty is doing this as much as we are right now. Although I feel as though he could easily load up 100,000 plus options whenever he wants and blow this thing out of the water. We sit, we wait, we twiddle the thumbs, and hold steady. I mean, I get paid again first week of next month. We may give him an opportunity to see what I can do, but till then, you know, I'm sitting, I'm waiting. The God Emperor 41K. I might play the VIX when it comes to the Japanese yen carry trade seen last year when they did it. The market dropped like 4 or 5% on the SPY that week. It did, and the VIX rocketed. If you had gotten VIX calls, you would like weeklies that week. I forget what it was, but like a weekly call was like at, I don't know, $15 or whatever it was like 40 cents, so $40, and it went up to like $2,000. So, yeah, the if you time it right, the play is there. The question is, are you going to time it right to get that win? Kelly Reed, Roaring Kitty referencing Japanese carry trade. Fingers crossed. The cis fire emoji and lean to the bang bang, and what happens? We can hope, right, monkey? Oh my God, you're just staring at me. Come here. Come on. You can stare at me while people can see your stupid little face. Yeah. Come here. Come on. Yes. Hello, you whiny little staring dog. Yeah, that's you. That's all you. Just sit off camera, vibrate, and stare at me. Okay, so I forgot what it's got. Emperor, Kelly Reed, Corporal Walnut, Houston. This is it. I hope. Oats with Goats, woohoo! Made to the live. Happy birthday, Houston. Any cool documentaries you recommend? Came out in late 90s. Hype is a great documentary about the Seattle music scene, the grunge scene of the 90s. And it's like astronomic rise, or meteoric rise, I should say, which doesn't make any sense because meteors fall. But and then just poof, fantastic. You know, it's 27 years old now, 28 years old, but still a really great documentary. If you want another music documentary, Dig's a pretty interesting music documentary about the Dandy Warhols and Brian Jonestown massacre. It was fascinating, absolutely fascinating. That's probably a 20-year-old documentary at this point, but it makes you realize the guy from Brian Jonestown massacre is absolutely insane. That he is. There's something in that brain of his that they went pink, and those wires are no longer firing. Hazel A, hi. Does anyone know what's going on with Pee-Pee Show? Hasn't been on in a week and is supposed to be on tonight, but can't find it. I don't know. I mean, he took most of December off. Pee-Pee's been tweeting a lot about the Trump coin. I mean, hopefully he made a bunch of money off of it. If you're going to do it, you do it speculatively, and I hope you sold Saturday night when it peaked, because it's going to go ever since, because they're rugging everybody. And Hazel A, I don't have X, so if something is up, I'm not able to see it. Oh, well, that happens. Robert Manson, the bump on GME Friday was 2 million shares in 15 minutes. Most of it must have went into the dark pool, because the bump should have been a run. It only went up $1.80. Then a million share back down. Yep, it went. They shorted that thing hard, and it did it yesterday. It went. Today we got the after hours, and it's kind of doing this at the moment, at least the last I saw. And Robert Manson, my chat a week ago was supposed to say, if nothing happens this week on BBBY, then maybe waiting for Paul Atkins' confirmation, because I don't nor should they trust Hester Pierce and whoever is left at the SEC. On MMTLP, we never imagined a U3 halt. We don't need this screwed up, so we should continue being patient, unfortunately. I don't think Hester Pierce is someone to trust. I don't think the selection for the SEC is someone we can trust. It's a pro-crypto bro who I think is okay with the president using their position in office to enrich themselves off of their followers. It should be all considered campaign contributions or something that has to get reported. I don't know. It does not sit easy with me that we have a sitting president raking in possibly tens of billions of dollars while in office, and much of it could very well be coming from foreign sources, because there's no way to truly track these crypto trades. So how are you going to buy influence with a president if you're a foreign nation? Well, you buy his crypto coins, and millions and millions and millions of them. And then that president goes, oh, perhaps I'll listen to you now, right? It seems to be a way of compromising our entire national security infrastructure, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. And the SEC ain't gonna do anything about it. Monkey, I know you're a lovely dog, but when you chew on that, it makes a giant drum sound, and oh my gosh, everything's just falling apart here, and I don't like that. So sorry to be a total buzzkill monkey. Dave R. Amazing. Dave R. MMPLP this year. MS says PP show is on Friday. MSL says hope that criminal, not just any addict. How bad is this idea? Oh, you got the bone again, didn't you? Gosh, dang it. Can I, monkey? I think, can I interest you in a pig's ear? I can take this temporary crunch of pig's ear over the loud bass drum sound of you chewing on that bone. Come get it? Yeah, come get it? Okay, there we go. All right. Chew on that for a while. Forget about the bone. Maybe we can save our listeners' ears a bit from having to deal with that. Okay. 654, Seymour Financial Resilience Index, Canada. MS, why can't we all just be decent humans? I don't understand why it's so hard. But there are people who literally don't have the brain wiring to do that. About 1 to 5% of the population, depending on where you are. If you are in certain careers, it's a much higher percentage of people that fall under the sociopathy, narcissism, psychopathy, like cluster B personalities. If you're in the police force, it's like 10 to 20% or higher. If you're in corporate leadership, like C-level executive, it's like 10, 15%. If you're in prison, it's 25%. If you're in politics, it's like 10 to 20% fall into those categories. So, there's a lot of folks that do not have the ability to A, have a conscience, B, necessarily understand consequence of their actions, C, care, D, have any empathetic or sympathetic response to people, nor be able to consider them even as like independent people, the same as they are. Like, if you have a psychopath, the psychopath doesn't understand that you are also a human being with your own thoughts and feelings and everything else. They see it as this is their world. You just happen to be an NPC in it. right? They cannot comprehend that you've got dreams and desires and moral codes because they don't know what moral codes are. You just happen to be a thing that they can either use or get out of their way to get to their goal. That is a large portion of a lot of politicians, a lot of law enforcement, a lot of corporate executives. You just they can't be decent because we have an evolution. Like there's honestly an evolutionary driver for these cluster B personalities. They oftentimes become very successful. They they become single-minded. They accomplish a lot because they just don't give a shit about other people. So they'll take, use, and just have carnage left in their wake, and they don't care about that. Whereas other people are like, man, I want people to think I'm a good person, right? I want to be a good person. I want to help the community. I want to see everybody be able to rise up or live a good life. I don't need much. I just need the basics, and then I can help everybody. These things do not cross their minds. So yeah, I wish we had a cure for it. And I'm thinking, what was it? Voyager? It might have been an episode of Voyager. There's a Star Trek episode. It might have been Voyager, where they come across a society, like a prison transport ship. And the prison transport ship, there's like murderers and stuff, and there's this one murderer who is completely unrepentant. Like, he's like, I don't care, violence gets me what I want, whatever. And they do a scan of him. The doctor does a scan of them and discovers like, oh, there's just one wire in your brain that's not connected to, your frontal lobe, and they fix it. And all of a sudden the guy is like, has all this remorse. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe they did those things because they cured his cluster B. And it makes you wonder, like, could we do that in the future? Could we like all of a sudden connect part of the brain and this flood of reasoning and emotions and empathy can flood into a narcissist or a psychopath's brain, and all of a sudden they're like, what kind of monster have I been? It's really, for me, it's probably the most interesting episode of Star Trek I ever saw, because it's like, so much of our problems in society come from those folks, and we spend all this time, I think, misappropriated time trying to reason with them, trying to get them to see it our way, right? It is physiologically impossible for them to do that. You'll often see like there'll be some article in Forbes or Fortune magazine or something where it's like, empathy. We need to explore, as executives, we need to explore empathy. Any executive who has to go take an empathy course is a sociopath who should not be in charge of people. All they're going to learn an empathy course is to fake empathy to get what they want out of you. That's it. That's all they're gonna do. They're going to be like, I can mimic empathy, and then I can make people do what I want. And that's all you're doing. You're just training them to then use folks and pretend like they're being empathetic. You cannot train empathy. You can kind of explain what it means to folks, and that's about it. But if you are somewhat an empathetic person, you already have empathy. Now, sympathy is different. Like, empathy is, I read a story about a single mother living in a crappy slumlord apartment, trying to figure out how to get food for her kids while getting herself through school or whatever. And I can read that, and I can picture myself trying to do that. Like, I got these kids to feed. I have to figure out how to get money so they could eat and pay my rent while also trying to improve my future and go to school, whatever. Like, I am not that woman. I am not a minority woman struggling with raising a bunch of kids. I'm not that. But I can try the best I can to imagine myself in her shoes and figure out what it might be like to be that person. Sympathy is when it's happened to you before, so you understand what's happening to them. I had a friend, I remember I was maybe 5 or 6 years old. I was in kindergarten. And I was playing in the woods with my friend, and her older brother came out to like see us, and he was maybe like 6th grade or something. So he's like way older. It's like almost an adult at that point if you're 5 or 6 years old. and he stepped on a board that was hidden in the forest that had a nail in it. Went into his foot, and the scream he made and the amount of blood, and he actually kind of manned up a little bit. He like walked back to the house and he like cleaned it up himself and all this stuff. And I remember like how that must have hurt, but he didn't really make that much of a deal about it. And then probably 10 years later, I stepped on a nail myself, and I was like, this is one of the most excruciating things I've ever had it happen to me in my entire life. That kid was a champion. But I had the sympathy. Like, I knew what he went through all of a sudden. Whereas before, as a 5-year-old, you're like, wow, that's a big hole in your foot. Crazy, right? So I had a sympathetic moment. I didn't have the life experience to be able to imagine. Like, I understood that it probably hurt like hell to put a rusty nail through your foot and hopefully not get lockjaw or tetanus or whatever. But there are folks that lack empathetic centers that all of a sudden, because the experience happened to them, they can now sympathize with them. This happens a lot with, people are probably a little more on the sociopathic side and less on the psychopath narcissist side. But think about like super anti-gay Republicans, right? They're being gay is a sin, bro. Send them all to prison, make it illegal, and they do stuff. And then their kid comes out, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, I'm okay with gay marriage," because it's in their family suddenly. Like, it's like, "Oh, this is a person I love and care about, and they're part of my tribe, and they're experiencing it. Maybe I shouldn't be such an asshole about this stuff." Whereas before, they couldn't empathize with folks who were like that because they had no experience with anybody who was like that. So, yeah. Why can't people be decent? Because brain chemistries aren't all the same. And, and for the most part, the sociopaths, narcissists, and psychopaths have been blocked from this channel or stopped coming up because I just talk shit about them all the time. So, yeah. You're dealing with a psychopath or narcissist, just carpet bomb them. That's the only thing you can do. You just remove from society and hope that the next batch that comes up doesn't affect everyone else. But yeah. So anyway, J-Dog, Houston, do you think you will try finding Brian P's hidden treasures? Is that the guy that hid like 3 or 4 of them across the country? You have to like buy his book or something. I don't know. I mean, I should have gone for was it Finian's treasure? That dude that hid it in Yellowstone. Because my brother and I looked at it, read that poem, like, oh, it's got to be like right here at the foot of the Madison River, and it was. That's where they found it, and I was like, should have gone for it. I don't know. I hopefully, maybe I can have some chance to go do it. Confidence and Homer, I like Trump's pick to run SEC better than Hester Pierce. We'll see. I mean, a lot of the crypto bros this weekend were like, can Gary Gensler please come back? Because they saw that their president rugged them on Trump coin, Melania coin, and Barron coin all at the same time. J-Dog, the secret is a treasure hunt created by Brian Price. The hunt involves a search for 12 treasure boxes, the clues to which were provided in a book. There's still 9 of 12 out there. It could be fun. Okay. So people have gotten 3 of them so far. I want MOAS so I can do Find Houston's Booty 2.0. Because right now I don't have anything which I can hide that would be interesting to find. But yeah, that would be... I'd love to do a treasure hunt. You could have treasures of all kinds. You could get a Mickey Mantle baseball card, gold coins, jewels, antique something or other, a first edition Charlie and Chocolate Factory, I don't know, and put them all in a hermetically sealed box and hide it somewhere. It'd be kind of a cool treasure to do. Jethro, everybody's always in favor of saving Hitler's brain, but when you put it in the body of a great white shark, suddenly you've gone too far. You ever watch The Venture Brothers? You haven't watched The Venture Brothers? Watch The Venture Brothers. It is so brilliant. There's a season where this criminal element really wants to clone, need the cloning facility, and they get this dog, and the dog happens to be like Hitler's brain in like a mastiff's body. It is funny. It's like Dog Hitler. It's good stuff. Carve Notes Homer, don't get him started on treasure hunts. Oh man, it still hurts this day. Like there's still pain right about there. Lil B, if you go to the whitehouse.gov website, at least the initial ones are there. I haven't looked up details. Oh, am I on top chat? Oh god, I'm on top chat, aren't I? Dang it. Okay. Gotta scroll back and miss where. Oh, there we go. There's what we missed. MS post about Houston privatized prisons is a terrible system, and RFK wants farm work camps for addicts. Really? I'll tell you this thing. When RFK was an addict, he never would have done fucking farm work. He'd be like, I'm a Kennedy. I'm not doing that crap. And it's true. He wouldn't have done it. Depending, if we have to remove undocumented immigrants and migrant workers and immigrants in general from our system, and we have no farm workers left, depending upon a constant source of criminals and addicts to do our farm work for us is not a solution. Because all we have done is created a need to create criminals and addicts. That's one of the problems with the private prison industry. Is that because the private prison industry is for profit, if you improve society and there are fewer criminals, then the private prison industry doesn't make any money. So they need a steady source of criminals. Whereas if your prisons are government owned and non-profit, then they're like, oh my God, I can save money and shut down this prison. Yay! Society improved. So private prisons trying to enslave prison labor, like that all that does is create a system where we have a steady source of criminals, and it behooves us to have ghettos and poor schools and family trauma that never gets fixed and have no health care for these folks. That RFK is a fucking moron. He's a worm-brained fucking moron, and everything he does in life makes things worse. So I have to say about that. There's other chats I missed here. That was that one. Okay, that was that one. Okay, and MS says the robber barons all over again, but worse. I better watch out for the backlash. Information is fast and free. Having forbid people join. Oh, heaven forbid people join forces. Well, I think they want to control and consolidate all of the social media, right? Well, I think Elon so badly wants to destroy Wikipedia. Because if we have accurate resources to get information, then they can't fool us all the time. If they can control all the resources, they can make the internet no longer free. If they can get rid of net neutrality, if they can make it so it's impossible to break up these monopolies, then they can sort of force feed us what they want everybody to hear. And that's why, they want to get rid of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They want to halt any lawsuits the FTC has. They want to make sure the SEC doesn't regulate or, go after anybody for anything, because the more mergers and the more acquisitions you have, the more they consolidate everything under one umbrella and eliminate competition, then you're under one corp, and one corp can do everything for you. I read the one corp news. I drive a one corp car. I use one corp oil. I eat one corp chicken. I am a janitor at the one corp facility. My wife works in the one corp mail room. Our kids go to the one corp school, right? So that's what they want. They want to be able to extricate and nickel and dime us for every fucking bullshit thing, so that we are on like the cusp of survival. And because we're struggling so much, we can never rise up and do anything because we have no free time to do anything else. Because if we miss our payment for the one corp rent, they're going to put us in a one corp shelter until we're on one corp street begging for everyone to give us credits from their one corp digital coin or something. So the future. KYP's here. Hello, KYP. Mark Tran says, GME, please, Moon. Thank you. J-Dog, too late. Oh, well. Charles Bronson, do we really need RC for BBY to reemerge? If it reemerges at $2, I'm fine with that. I mean, I'll have a good chunk of change. It'll, pay off some debts, go on a nice vacation, have a nice new truck. I'd like it to be much higher than $2. I'd like it to be, you know, that impossible realm of we get a cash payout and we get new equity and perhaps a digital whatever, so that it can be cajillions. That'd be great. If it's not that and I have to accept whatever it is and it's better than the 25 cents or whatever I bought in at for it, then, that's life, right? But I think if Ryan Cohen truly wants to destroy the short hedge funds, he's got to fucking do something to destroy the short hedge funds. You have to be active. You have to do something like the T0 that Bed Bath did, and that was like a first try shot in the dark. Let's see if this works. And now we know that it does work, so we can actually like craft something sneakier and meaner and across multiple fronts and present that as something that the shorts now have to come up with and that they can't, so they get vaporized. And if you can vaporize the hedge funds and damage the prime brokers enough with a play like that, then you change the entire system and you make it so unappealing to allow naked shorting to happen that you may actually see laws against it. Because if they continue to create a system that can generate so much liability they can blow the entire thing up, then they'll go, maybe we should make it so you can't do that anymore. And then all of a sudden, investments won't just be in these like 7 tech stocks, but they'll have to spread it out amongst a whole bunch of other micro caps and mid caps and actually support them becoming flourishing companies, providing competition to everybody else. But instead, you focus on the 7 tech stocks and, 100 blue chips, and then you just try to destroy everyone else through shorting. Then you automatically kill the competition, kill innovation, and make everybody else poor and dependent upon that block of blue chips and tech stocks. And we really need to encourage people to diversify more than that. We shouldn't have, one place where we can buy toys. We shouldn't have one place where we can advertise on the internet. We shouldn't have one place where we can, purchase or achieve things, or one hotel owning everything, or whatever, like all the airlines merging together and then colluding on prices and stuff. Like, we just need a better system in general. Anywho, did I miss another super chat? Oh, I missed a Corporate Walnut one. I apologize. Corporate Walnut super chats. Did you see Trump pause health agency reporting? Yes. So Trump has everything under HHS, CDC, NIH, things like that. Are no longer allowed to send updates to anyone, whether it's other government agencies, local, state agencies. So, like in your state, you probably have a state public health department. You probably have county level and city level public health departments. So, if there's a disease outbreak, and the CDC knows about it, they are not allowed to communicate the information to your local public health department. Like, oh, there's a rare disease of hantavirus in these rodents in this community. Unless the local public health department discovered it first, no one will know about it. If the CDC is the one that's like, oh, it's happening right there, they can't broadcast to anybody. It's a fantastic system to have just before we are face to face with a bird flu pandemic. It'd be just great, right? Having no guidelines from the CDC as to what we should do, leaving it all up to individual public health departments that are not equipped to handle such things. So they're going to be flying by the seat of their pants and just be like, well, this is what we think you should do, but we have no way to enforce anything, so oh well. And we pulled out of the WHO, the World Health Organization. So, cool. I don't know how you become a cajillionaire and then have some sort of policy in place that will kill off 50% of the entire consumer market, because that's how you vaporize your wealth. Is if all of a sudden there's negative growth in every aspect in every field, like, if 51% of the population dies, right? Then your demand for products, demand for cars, demand for vacations, demand for food, demand for movies, anything that is any market, the demand cuts in at least half, maybe even more, because you got people who are injured in hospitals, you have less money going around because no one can afford to do anything anymore. And so then you probably get into a massive deflationary period where you're like Japan or rural China, and all these homes are going empty, right? You can go to Japan right now and go to a rural home and pick it up for $1,000, right? Because there's no businesses. All the old people are dying. They're all gone. There's no young people moving there, so there's no competition to buy the place. So you pick up the property for a song. Now imagine if half the United States dies, right? You have so many people whose entire net worth is built into their homes that suddenly vaporizes. They're not underwater on everything, right? So only the survivors that are left, they can't sell their house to anybody. Their house has no value. They have to pay a boatload to some bank that probably has half of their employees who are dead. You don't have people that can, fulfill orders from warehouses, staff, restaurants, or hotels. So, everything's going to blink out of existence. Everything's going to be consolidated into smaller and smaller things. And then, then what? No one, the last thing people will buy when half the population is dead is a fucking meme coin. So your Trump coin's worthless. Your Bitcoin's worthless, right? I mean, if you have 50% of people die, then 50% of those wallets will never be accessed again. So, poof, there goes that. Okay, we just shrunk how many are available to everyone, but then people are like, why should I care about Bitcoin when I can't get food? Right? So, it seems to be a phenomenal way to deflate everything and reduce your wealth to nothing and give yourself a 50-50 chance of dying in such a pandemic in the first place. But they can't see that far ahead. They just know that, you can't listen to Fauci because he told us to wear a mask and that's fucking gay. And that's what it comes down to is that. So, Steel Patch and Tozer. Where did you get the Opal from your video on YouTube? Which ones? There's a few of them that I bartered for that were from Australia. There was some Cooper Petty opals, the kind of the whiter bodied ones, and then the darker bodied ones. I think there was a Croyite Boulder opal, Lightning Ridge one of some kind, and a Yowa Nut opal. The Yowa Nut opals, I think, are my favorite. Let me turn on the Dead Guy monitor here, and we'll see if we can get a Yowa Nut opal. The Yowa Nut opal, I ended up giving that away when I did my Kickstarter as a prize, and it was gorgeous. Okay. So that's there. Let's see if we can find a good one. Might be one of my favorite stones. Those are from Australia. Here we go. Images. Nut opal. These guys. Oh, you guys can't see because I didn't put it up. So, where are you, Chrome? Where'd you go? What the hell? Chrome's gone. How'd that happen? So is Google Earth. What the what? Okay, one sec. Add source. Add sources. Chatbox, video capture, media file, stream label, browser source, web-based browser content. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, add source. I don't know why that vanished. That's so weird. Everything's all broken these days. Okay, that did not do that at all. No, that's not. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. I don't want that. No, you die. That's not at all what I wanted. Let's try that. Let's try it one more time. We gotta get the Yoana opals up here. Okay. So, web content, browser source game, video, audio, video capture, audio. I don't know how to do this in the media file, image slideshow. How did I do this in the past? I forget how to do these things. Display capture, share monitor, window capture. There we go. That's what I want. I want window capture. Chrome. That's what I want. Okay. Add source. All right. And the Chrome source. Here we are. Oh, whoa, that's huge. Okay. So that's up there. But now we got to make you. Oh, I have to make you go down there. Put it like that. Sorry. Okay. Put Chrome down below these guys. Okay, put Chrome down. There we are. Okay. So now we got that. Gotta make you smaller. That's right. Make you smaller. Go like that. Whoa. What just happened there? Let's delete that. No. Cancel. Come on. Just click on the stupid Chrome thing, man. There we are. Alright, gotta make you smaller still. Isn't this fun? Go. You fucker. Come on. Get smaller. Get smaller. Get smaller. Gotta fit you in the window. Come on. As Houston has technical difficulties. This is friggin' life. There we go. Alright. So, these suckers. Oh, you're still too big. Dang it. Come on. There we go. Alright. Yowa na Opal. Right there. These are like the rock gets really fractured, and then the opalized material fills in all the cracks, and they are beautiful. They're really cool looking. They look like little brains. These are like seriously my favorite kinds of opals. And they look like little nuts. That's why I call them the opals. Then there's the Cooper Petty. Cooper Petty Opal. These ones are generally like milkier, like this. There were a couple of those in those videos I had that were very similar to this. It's Cooper Petty's that really cool town out in the Australian outback where it's underground. The entire town's underground because it's so unbelievably hot. And what you get is you get a claim, and you dig underground, and as you dig out the opals, that becomes your like living room and bedroom and kitchen and stuff. Cooper Petty underground. So this is Cooper Petty. This is the town. They've got underground churches. They've got underground bedrooms, underground kitchens, underground hotels and lobbies. It's pretty crazy. These are all the opal mines, and they just kind of, you mine out a vein, and then you turn it into your home or your business or whatever. Here's a living room, Cooper Petty living, and you're underground because it's 140 degrees Fahrenheit above ground. So that's how you do it. That's your house. It's really cool. And then there's also Koroit opal. These are also a type of nut opal. Very, they're pretty neat too. I like the Yowas a little bit more, although they've got some really cool Koroit ones. Like this guy's pretty cool. This is what they can look like. They're bitching. It's got to be AI. That is not real at all. No, that is fucking fake. Fake as shit. But yeah, they're neat. And then the really, really expensive ones are the Lightning Ridge. These are the black opals. These things sell for $10,000 a carat. They're the super duper in demand ones, and this is the big money stuff. I think the Yowas are prettier than these personally. Those are the big ones out of Australia, and then you have Ethiopian opals, which you'll have like Wawa, I think are some of them. And these ones are kind of like milky opal. Some of them are darker bodied. Like here's a darker bodied one. It's a black opal. Most of them are milky, kind of like those Cooper Petties. And these are worth a good chunk of change. The movie, was the Adam Sandler movie? Uncut Gems was about Ethiopian opal from where? Wawa, somewhere around there. Yeah, these are cool. And then the U.S. Are Virgin Valley opals. And I've got a claim in Virgin Valley, and these are mostly like fossilized tree trunks. And the fossilization zone is about that deep. It was like kind of a muddy, boggy marsh, and then a volcanic eruption happened 20, 30 million years ago that had produced a whole bunch of silica ash, and that rained down and fell into the bog, and then covered all the trees and plants because it covered them with tens of feet of ash. And the stuff that was in the water that was wet, the silica combined with the water to then fossilize all these things. And this is one of the places we get black opals. And these are worth a shitload. Absolutely. I mean, they can be absolutely phenomenal opals. and these will sell for 10,000 a carat or more. The problem is with these is that they have a really high water content, so you have to keep them in snow globes a lot, because if they dry out, they'll craze and they'll turn white and lose all their luster and their iridescence. But these are bitchin' stones. I put a couple of these in my long lost treasure hunt in snow globes. There's also a bunch of Ethiopian ones in there too. I had bartered for. I've seen the coolest one I ever saw, and I don't see a picture of it here, was a fossilized snake, like fang, skull, and some vertebrae fossilized into opal, and that thing sold for millions at auction. I wonder if I can Virgin Valley snake opal. See if that'll pop up. I don't see it. I think that'd be something that want to pop up. Virgin Valley, we go. Where is? Oh, there's Google Earth. Will it work? Google Earth, Google Earth, Google Earth, Google Earth. You feather plucker. Yeah, there we go. Done. I don't know why Google Earth's not working anymore. You bastard. So that means I'm gonna have to do it through. I don't know what the heck. All right. We'll go to Virgin Valley here in a second. Why? No, explore Earth, ding dong. Here we go. Nevada. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so you got Southern Oregon, Northern Nevada. Virgin Valley is. Oh, what the hell? No, I want to move. McDermott. Oh, McDermott. So here, come on. Fort Bidwell, Davis Creek, New Pine, Denio. Boom. Denio, go east of there into. Is that Giant Crack? Oregon. Denio. Is that Virgin Valley? Shit, why am I so lost? Black Rock Desert. Here we go. Nope, that is not where Virgin Valley is. Don't try to take me down there. Virgin Valley. What the hell? Why are you trying to take me to some places that don't exist? There we go. There we go. Yeah, it's Virgin Valley. Okay. So, there's a volcanic system up here. This is where the volcano came from. This was a giant lake or bog millions of years ago all through here. And about the 3,500 foot range is where you find the opals. There's a stream that comes down. It's a hot spring. So it goes through big crack here, and it's a hot spring. So you step in the water, and it's like 100 degrees up here, and it's like in the 90s down here. And it's really warm and kind of pleasant if you're out there in like wintertime. But you can see, okay, where are all the opals? Rainbow claim, I think is here. Yeah, this is the rainbow. This is the rainbow here. My claim is a little bit up the hill from them in here. It was abandoned in like 2010, and I went and snaked it. Then there's the, oh crap, what's this one called? There's a U-Dig one up here where you can pay like $50. Oh, here we go. And you pay $50 to this dude, and who like lives in this little trailer compound here. And he's a pretty cool guy. I don't remember what his name is, but $50, you go out and he'll show you like where to dig and what to look for, and you get to keep everything you find unless it's really, really nice. Then he's like 50-50. So if you find something that's worth like tens of thousands of dollars, you're gonna 50-50 that sucker. But it's all about 3,500 feet or so in this area. That was where the bog was. But it's cool. You can just drive out there, and the drive from north. Come on, you leave like Bend, Oregon, go to Lapine, and you drive through here down into Nevada, and you want to go springtime, like March, because it's before that it's like -10, and after that it's like 130. So if you go springtime, March, April, it is one of the most beautiful drives on planet Earth. You pass through Summer Lake. Summer Lake here is a lake that fills up in the spring and summer from all the snow melt. And if you get out there in the right time of spring, the snow is melted. You come driving through here, and it's like cattle pastures and stuff all through here, but it's full of water. And so the cows are literally like wading up to their nipples, their udders, and the armpits, trying to like eat grass that's in here. And it's really cool looking. And these cliffs along here are really steep and beautiful that go into this lake. And you pass through there, you go through the town of Paisley, you go by Lake Albert. Why does it keep trying to spin me around? No, I want to move the map, not tilt it. And you come down and you go through Plush, this is where the Oregon Sunstones is here in Plush. And if you take a trip through the mountains here and you come out where this river system is, there's really cool basalt column waterfalls all through here. And you go through the town of Adel. And Adel is population like one person. It's like one family that lives there. There's a little gas station, and if you're lucky, they'll give you the most delicious enchiladas you've ever had. And then you drive across the salt flats, and you end up coming up this cliff. The highway goes along this cliff here, and takes you up thousands and thousands. Oh, sorry, along the cliff here, takes you up thousands and thousands of feet. And you get up to the top of this thing, and it's a glide port where all these professional like hang gliders and base jumpers and stuff hang out, and you'll see them like jumping and whatever. Then you go through the high desert. And as you go through the high desert and dip into Nevada, there's all these volcanic cones, and then all these little gullies. The snow melt's going crazy. So these, what are normally dry waterfalls, are just roaring. Everything's green. There's wild horses everywhere. It's beautiful. It's like you're going through like untouched Ireland or something. And then you drop down into the volcanic area where Virgin Valley is, and it's absolutely beautiful. Next to this sort of basalt flow that's here is where the Hot Spring River is. It starts up here and it drops down, and you just find a spot in the river where the temperature is most comfortable and just plunk a chair down inside of it and you just hang out, and it's awesome. Although one time I was at my Virgin Valley claim and I went up there to bathe because like no one's around here, and I'm buck naked sitting in this river, and these two girls come up on horseback because they're like, oh, see what this guy's up to, and then I'm just naked and they're like, ah. So watch out for that. Yeah, it's a cool place to be. I highly recommend just going out and having a good time out in Virgin Valley. Dig some opals, go camping, enjoy the hot river. You can head south. You can go past a whole bunch of old uranium claims. I had one for a while down the southern part, but then Fukushima happened and no one wanted uranium, and I let it go. And I probably should have kept on to it because now people want uranium again. But then you get in the Black Rock Desert, and this is where they do Burning Man down here. And then the Highcroft mine that AMC bought into is this guy. This is the Highcroft mine, but no one has enough money to actually do anything about to turn into something cool. Yeah, you can go south, go to Pyramid Lake. That's a really cool area in here. There's some beautiful mountains. The colors are amazing in the rocks and this stuff. And then going to Reno, gamble your money away, whatever. But it's beautiful. I highly recommend just road tripping through the desert. March, April, it's a perfect time. You get south, you can go into like gold country in certain spots and hit up anywhere from like Winnemucca, Elko, do Highway 50 across. You do Austin and all these places, Hamilton. These are all old gold towns. Eureka. There's also cool mines. Then there's Tonopah, Fallon Station, Yellington. Where are you, Tonopah? Benton, Silver Peak, Alkali, Round Mountain, Gabbs. Where are they? There's Benton, Bishop, Big Pine. Tonopah should be in here, right? Mena, Loring, Hawthorne, Richmond, Pine Grove. You had to go through Tonopah, and you go through Goldfield, and Goldendale. No, that's Coaldale. Where the fuck are you, Tonopah? Fallon Station. So you're south of Fallon Station. You go through Walker Lake, Hawthorne, and then Tonopah, right? Tonopah's right where all those volcanoes are. There it is, Tonopah. All right. Tonopah is awesome. The entire town is built like on top of mine after mine after mine after mine. It's a cool like little old town section, but you can tell there's like mine entrances all over the place here. And just south of there, you pass by this crazy volcanic complex here of these like basalt volcanoes that are like 70 million years old, and they look brand new because it's so dry out here. Then you head south, and you go through the really cool gold town. There's Alkali, Gemfield, Goldfield. Here we go. You go through the Goldfield ghost town, which is the biggest, probably the biggest ghost town in the U.S. This place is, I don't know, 250 city blocks. It was a larger city than San Francisco at one point. In 1906, the World Championship of Boxing was held here. With what was the guy's name? Goldfield, Nevada Boxing World Championship. Joe Gans. That's right, Joe Gans. So they had the World Championship of Boxing. This was like a huge city for the West back in 1906, and is gold mines all over the place here. And so the World Championship of Boxing was held here with Joe Gans, and Joe Gans' mother is the one who coined the phrase "bring home the bacon." No one had said that before. She's like, "Joe, bring home the bacon." She was being interviewed on radio, and so they became like nomenclature for everybody. Bring home the bacon. And funny thing is right before this fight, his first fight before this fight was on Bainbridge Island, where I live. So out here, Pleasant Beach. Boop, 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 boop. There's Bainbridge. So Pleasant Beach is a little community, or Linwood, a little community right here. And in the early 1900s, there was actually a pier and an amusement park. And now it's got like a movie theater, 2 restaurants, and like apartments and stuff, and like a little mini mart. But his previous fight before the World Championships in Goldfield in 1906, 1912, whatever, was here on Bainbridge Island. That was the fight before. It's pretty crazy. It's our connection to the coolest ghost town in America. So can you write yourself? Can you make yourself north? How do I do it? Not on. I don't know how to do it. How do I make you? There we go. Okay. All right. Anyway, opals. There you are. There's all the information you need to know about opals ever. There you go. All right. Another super chat from Dmitry Maximov. The dog's name for Futurama is Sea Moasses. I know that's So Roaring Kitty is in it for the moass. Is that what he's telling us? Because that's what I'm in it for. I don't want to do a fucking 25-year investment. I want it now. I want the lotto ticket now. I want to enjoy the next 25 years, not sitting and waiting until I'm decrepit and old and can't do anything cool. So, now. Okay. I'm now an hour behind in the chat, of course. But I'm actually to the beginning of the show. Steel Peach. Stubby Ham, Yo Houston, Cat Upside Down, Pig Ears for everyone, happy birthday, Make Jamie Moon, great content as always. Thank you. Cat, she's sideways at the moment. As long as she's not bothering me, I am not going to upside down her. Monkey Butts yonder, I have no idea where the fat guy went. Bat Bones. So now that the mask of Elon is being a Nazi has come out in front of the whole world with that salute to the crowd, is Tesla cooked? How does nobody care? He still has a sycophants, and the people who insist, like, no, it wasn't a Roman salute, it wasn't a Sieg Heil. He was just trying to open his heart to everybody. Didn't you hear him? There have been multiple studies done about the tactics that like 4chan, Stormfront, alt-right, and Nazi people use. And it's called floating the balloon. And floating the balloon has been something authoritarians have used forever. Basically, they do something that's wrong. They do something bad, and they see what everyone's reaction is. And if they go, what the fuck, don't do that again, they're like, oh, I tested the limits and I can't go any further. But if they do it and people go, then they're like, oh, I'll push it to the next limit, right? Extend that Overton window. When they float the balloons, when someone from like 4chan floats the racist balloon, they will say a horrible racist joke, or they'll say something that's absolutely cruel and unfathomably bigoted. And if everyone goes, ha 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 ha, they're like, oh, I can get away with it, and then go a step further. But if people call them out on it, like, that's fucking bullshit, they go, hey man, I was just joking. Like, why I'd be, why I said, what is all this cancel culture bullshit? I was just making a joke. Don't you take a joke? Right? And that's how they get away with it. So Elon being like, I open my heart to you, and doing the Nazi salute, right? He's inoculating the criticism. He's like, I'll just tell everyone that I was open my heart if they have a hard time with it. But if they don't have a hard time with it, yeah, I'm a Nazi. That's basically the entire thing. He didn't come out and say, oh, that was a stupid thing to do, I shouldn't have done that, right? He was like, what's your problem? Can't you tell I was opening my heart to everybody? Yeah, we can tell you weren't doing that, you fucking Nazi. That's exactly, you were being a Nazi. So, call him out on it and don't stop hammering on it. I have folks who are believing the propaganda bullshit that are definitely not Trump fans, definitely not Elon fans, but they're like, can't you cut the guy some slack? He's autistic. Just because someone's autistic doesn't mean they can't be a fucking asshole. Like, being autistic does not inoculate you from criticism if you're an absolute jerkwad doing horrible things to people, right? Like, if you're all of a sudden like, oh, we discovered Hitler was autistic, does that excuse his behavior? No, it doesn't. There are certain norms. I don't care what your dysfunction is. If you don't follow those norms, we have to put you to the side, right? So yeah, don't believe the whole like, what people did it, and they take like still photos of when someone's waving, and they're like, see, Hillary Clinton did it too. No, she did not, you moron. If Hillary Clinton had done a Nazi salute, you would have seen videos of her doing a Nazi salute everywhere, and not just a still photo of her waving to somebody, and then all of a sudden it looking like she's doing it to everyone. No. So when Kamala Harris did it, you watch the video and Kamala's like, and then over here we have this, and over there we have that, right? No, she's not doing the Nazi salute, you dumbass. She's a black South Asian woman. She's not going to be doing the Nazi salute. Are you stupid? Yes. Yes, you are. And you'll believe anything because you're that dumb. So no, do not buy into that crap. Elon knew what he was doing. It's a very common tactic they do on places like 4chan, right? Like 4chan created the "it's okay to be white" thing as a sort of way to bring up something super racist and then pretend like you're the victim. People are like, shut the fuck up. It's okay to be white. That's not what you mean, dude. You're a white supremacist. I'm just saying, like, it's okay. It's okay to be white, right? But no, what you're really saying is everyone else sucks and white people are superior. And you're trying to make some sort of like gotcha to trap everybody into some sort of stupid argument they don't want to have with a goddamn Nazi. No, this stuff is stupid. Elon Musk is currently being sued by that Brody dude because he retweeted a Nazi accusing a young Jewish college student of pretending to be a Nazi in some sort of hate video. And then because Elon retweeted it, all of a sudden this guy had to go into hiding, right? And last spring they had the deposition where Elon admitted, like, he's like, yeah, I don't check facts on anything, and I retweet Nazis all the time. I'm cool with them, right? Like, and then last month there's an interview with Elon's dad where Elon's dad's like, oh yeah, I'm so glad that Elon's finally adopting the Nazi roots of his grandparents and becoming the apartheid South African I always knew he could be, making me proud, right? Like this is what he's doing. And for years, I've been trying to tell you guys this is who he is. And I got so much pushback from so many of you 3-4 years ago. We're like, no, he's a good guy. Wants to make the world better. And all of a sudden you're seeing, no, he does not. He does not care about you. All he wants is what Elon wants. And the rest of you can go fuck yourselves. So, yeah, Elon is a white supremacist. Hands down. He follows Nazi ideals. Peter Thiel is. Sachs is, Saylor is, everyone in that whole PayPal mafia, all those dudes are apartheid South Africans who suddenly find themselves with more money than God and able to manipulate the largest economy in the world to their whims to see their white supremacist goals finally realized on an international level. That's it. That's where they are, man. That's what we're doing. So, meh. Lost waves, you too late for meltdown? Oh no, we're gonna be melting down for the next 4 years plus, dude. So you're not gonna be too late for any of it. We're in the middle of meltdowns all day, every day. So, bring it. Okay. Did that one. Low B, I screenshot the page. It's titled Presidential Actions, Initial Rescissions of Harmful Executive Orders and Actions. I roll. Oh, yeah. Let's get rid of cheap prescription drugs. Let's make it so that people in the White House no longer have to follow ethics codes. You're allowed to legally bribe them, etc. Right, monkey? Yeah. We'll do a couple more minutes here, and then I actually have to piss off. Charles Bronson, is Trump going to do something about naked shorting? I mean, he mentioned something in the past. He only cared about shorting of DJT shares. We don't have to worry about that anymore because buying DJT shares is a great way to influence Trump. So you don't have to worry about it anymore. Because if you are the Saudi sovereign wealth fund, you can buy a whole bunch of DJT shares and manipulate Trump however you want. So you don't have to worry about the shorting anymore. So he won't care about it. It is impossible for him to care about you. It is impossible. He does not care about you. He will never care about you. You are a mark in which he can extract money and power, and that's it. The minute he gets what he wants out of you, move to the side. So, no, he's not going to do anything about naked shorting. Not a damn thing. He didn't do anything when he was in office the first time. He's doing nothing now. Confidence and Homer, AI porn will make money. I mean, yeah. I already see recommendations pop up on Instagram. Like you scroll Instagram and you're like, I want to see my friends, and then it gives me an ad. And the ad will be like, look at this lady's account, and then it's a total AI like lady with 6 fingers and a big butt. And you're like, why? Like, I mean, I guess it's a great way to make money. You can make an AI OnlyFans. You probably pull down, you make 20 AI OnlyFans, and each one doesn't even have to be that much of a subscription. But yeah, maybe I should be doing that right now. I should just make an AI OnlyFans of like 20 different accounts, one for every type of peccadillo you could have. And yeah, I should just do that. Why am I doing this show? I should just do that. Yeah, because I've got scruples, monkey. That's why. Oh well. Anyway, you guys go out there, make all your AI OnlyFans, and then take a bunch of money from some incel dudes and live on a beach. That's why I should just be doing that. I should just see everybody as a mark as well and just extract money from them until I get what I want. Right? That should be the goal. That's what America is built on. You're all marks, and I'm going to take you for everything you have, and screw you. No friends for anybody. Just resources from which we can exploit. Homer's Ghost, 6 to 9 months. Nice. Yeah. For the AI, yeah. And Onorios, 1E Ross. Houston, what's your 2 cents on quantum computing regarding AI? The minute someone combines AI with a quantum computer and access to the internet, bank accounts, government secrets, crypto is useless. There's not a cryptography in the universe that can keep that combination from stealing everything. So you're gonna have to air gap everything, and then what's the point of our entire system? Like, we need an internet in which we can like order airline tickets and whatever. But if they can now have access to every database, every secure network, everything, then you're gonna have to all of a sudden go back to like 1940s technology because it's the only way you're gonna keep anything secure. Like, I got to go to the bank where they got me on a ledger, like a physical ledger, and they actually have it written down as to what's in my account. Right? Credit card systems won't work anymore. It's gonna be brutal. So I guess it's one way to get to a Star Trek society. They'll make money useless and want to figure out a different way to survive. Jay Geyser, why let the software launch the opening at all? Leave the folder empty and just launch the MP4 in Civ or some shit. Are you talking about the videos and things? I don't know. Tingling sensation for the nethers. Oh, that's what it is. Is Unity the next Smexy play? I have no idea what Unity is, so maybe. Why is the phone exploding? Why are people contacting me? What's going on? Okay. Don't get sidetracked. No, the only play is GME. Don't get sidetracked. Oh, that's what you're saying. Confidence Homer to Sensation. Passing Cloud 5000 series is launching this month from NVIDIA. Pre-made PC manufacturers have already reported the largest influx of pre-orders they've ever had. I wonder how many of those are by actual computer companies and actual PC manufacturers, and how many of them are from those weird fronts that get loans to buy chips, to sit on the chips, to get collateral for more loans, to buy chips, that sit on the chips, to get collateral, and then they end up passing those chips on to the Chinese anyway, who are supposed to be kept from having these things. Yeah. J-Dog. Ichiro made to Cooperstown. He did, and I want to know who the asshole was that didn't vote for him. He should have had 100%. So should have Griffey. The fact that Griffey didn't have 100% also is just mind-boggling. Probably the greatest defensive center fielder of all time, who also hit 630 home runs. And you're like, no, he doesn't deserve Cooperstown. No. And then there's idiots with Griffey. They're like, Griffey juiced. Griffey did not juice. Ken Griffey Jr. hated working out. He didn't even go to the gym. Why do you think he's injured so much? Because he hated stretching and he hated working out. Think somebody who's like going to pump themselves full of steroids and then never go work out to actually build the muscles you need to do something with those steroids? No. Griffey was natural, and that was his problem, is that he should have gone to the gym and he would have been able to play, competently for another decade. But no, he just sat on his butt. He's going to the gym now. He's doing all these advertisements that pop up on social media from him. He's like, I got myself in shape finally. I'm going to the gym. Look at my pro shakes and whatever. It's like, cool, Griffey. About 15 years too late. 20 years too late. But yeah. Anyway, congratulations to Ichiro. I think they should combine his Japan League and his MLB League together and show that he is the hit champion of all time. Because he didn't start in the U.S. until he was 27, 28 years old. So he got 3,000 plus hits with basically a decade shaved off of his pro career here in the U.S. because he was playing in Japan. He would have surpassed Pete Rose easily as the all-time hit king. So, yeah, it'd be a no-brainer. Also, if Ichiro wanted to be a home run champion, he could have done that too. He was always like, I can hit home runs. I just think slapping out singles is sexier. And everyone's like, I don't get it. But one year in Japan, he's like, I'll hit home runs whenever I want. And he got second in the league in home runs that year. And he's like, all right, to prove that, I'm going to go back to slapping singles again. So, yeah. If you ever went to a Mariners game back in the day, Ichiro would have batting practice, and it would be homer after homer after homer after homer. That dude could turn on it and put it in the seats whenever he wanted to. It's just he didn't want to. He thought running fast was sexier than just stroking a home run and then jogging around the bases. So, yeah, he could have had all sorts of crazy different numbers if he wanted to. Different lime. The Roaring Kitty tweet feels like a bad sign. Seymour's loyalty led him to waiting forever for something that was never going to happen until he died. That's also a thing you could take away from that. Yeah. Keith Gill, Mr. Keith Gill, Mr. Roaring Kitty, Mr. DFE. You have the finances to molest this thing yourself. You can do it. You can easily set up a crazy trap in the options chain and force them to go out and buy. Granted, we are now heading towards the end of the month here, and GME might dilute again if you do that. So maybe not. But what we need is GME to be like, we won't dilute until the price hits such and such. And then, or we're not going to dilute for the next year or something. Until then, like, Keith Gill could launch us to the moon if he wanted to. He's got the capital to do it. And he's shown that if he buys enough in the money options, let's see, where are we in the options chain here? Let's okay, this is what's due this week. Not much going on in the options. There's really no action. Everyone got vaporized, so they have no cash to play with this week. So the numbers just aren't there. But we're at 28.5 right now. Or else we were at the start of the show. So we got a few thousand in the money here. But he could go in. He could buy at $25, right? At $270 each. He's got, I don't know, probably has a couple $100 million in cash right now to play with. So if we bring up the calculator. Calculator, boom. The calculator goes into this screen. Come on. Gotta move you. Okay, so I want to turn off the Chrome. Bam, calculator. There we are. Okay, so let's look at April. We'll just look at April's pretty far away. Let's look at March 21st. Okay, so March 21st, about 2 months away. He could go in and he could start buying $25. They're at $515 each, so $515 per, right? So he can 550. Let's say he's got 250 million, right? Divide that by $515. Whoa, why are you double clicking, man? He could buy 485,000 of these things, which is too much. That puts him over 10%, so he'd have to file. So if he wanted to, let's see, he's got 9 million shares. At about 23 million is the 5% mark. So you can get another 140,000 of these suckers. 140,000. And not have to declare anything. Times 515. That'll cost him $72 million. So for $72 million, he can load up the options chain with 140,000 contracts. That's 14 million shares, right? He could load that sucker up. He could load up today or tomorrow, Thursday. He could load up for this Friday 140,000 contracts due on Friday with 1 day expiration and force them to go out and buy 14 million shares within the next day or two to make good on that contract. So why not? Like, why not play that game, right? The price will fly up $20, $30. Then you do a YOLO update tomorrow night, right? And it causes the algorithm to go knucking futz pre-market for Friday morning. And you're up, $20 on every single one of those contracts. So you turn that 72 million, right? Instantaneously, probably 4x it, maybe more. So you're at 288 million just from that. So when you go to execute, you can execute for cash. You'll get about 50% of your shares out of each contract. So you just gained yourself 7 million shares. It basically didn't cost you a dime to do it. And then it allows you to buy another 70,000 contracts the next week if you want to. And you can do it all over again and ruin the market maker's day. So Keith, booby, do it. Why not? Let's have some fun with it, man. Because he seems like a type of guy who likes doing that. So let's play a game with it, right? Come on. Or at least wait a couple weeks until I can get the money to do options again. Because I got obliterated on this cycle. Yeah. All right. I'll do one more, and then Houston's going to go away for the evening. And we'll do another show tomorrow. I'm going to try to keep these things short, and then try to do them as many days as I can. Doing 2 hours plus is killing me. So, all right. Avocados. We got snow in Florida. I-10 closed all the way across Panhandle. Only way to keep idiots off of it and out of the ditches. Oh, when it snowed, my sister was stationed in Charleston. She showed us. She had a little Subaru Impreza, all-wheel drive, and she drove to work at the Navy base just fine. But then all these jacked up trucks were just on the ditches everywhere because they'd never driven in snow in their lives. New Orleans got 12 inches. New Orleans got 12 inches of snow. Unheard of. My little sister moved there because she hates winter. And you're having more of a winter than we have had in the Northwest so far. It's nuts. And then like Julius, Miami, is like 83 degrees where he is, just a couple hours south of everyone else in the Panhandle getting pounded with snow. Just good times. Good times for all of you, right? Ace Ventura, y'all, is Hitler still bad? Yeah. Which means Elon is bad. So, all right. Enjoy your winter wonderland, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow at some point. We'll figure out what's going on then. Maybe some interesting GME things will be happening into tomorrow. I don't know. You'll probably get another rant out of me because I feel like this be rants, right, monkey? Oh, you're just vibrating again, dog. Okay. All right. It's dark outside now. So that means I should do After Dark. Ready? Boom. That's what you get, you dummy. Okay. Bye, everybody.